life I saw a long car. I didn't know the name is limousine. I was watching TV one day, NTA, I was in primary school, I was class 1 or 2. And I saw one long car with about 9 guests in it with one guy seated, relaxed like this, and they said his name is Bembo the Bruce. And I said, when I grow up, I'm going to be like this man. So what I did was, I went to theater school, and I figured out what is the best way to go to this man. Make a show, give it to his TV station, don't ask him for money. When they make money, they give me small, I'll take, but let me meet the man. And I met Ben about 12 years ago, and since today, he's my boss, he's my hero, he's my mentor, he's the only man in Nigeria I want to be like. And he flew in from Abuja, straight from Abuja to this hall. Can we give him another applause for that? So without having much of a time, I'm going to call my boss. He's been my boss for 12 years. The one and only Senator Ben Bruce.
Thank you very much. You know, Ali Baba did not mention that we started our careers together. But he keeps for me today. He's not a comedian. And he doesn't think he's a very funny guy. Pastor, thank you very much for that very, very generous introduction. Let me say how excited and honored I am to be here today at this very important moment. Anytime a Nigerian puts together a project, we must recognize him and tell him he must succeed. Because when he succeeds, we all succeed. And that is very, very important. A few years ago, I asked President Jonathan to create a fund for the industry. He created a $200 million fund, and I think that made a big difference to the arts. I'm asking those of you here today to ask President Buhari, make the same request. He has not refused to do it, so you cannot assume he won't, but make the same request and let him say no to you. But he hasn't said no, so you can't make the assumption he will say no. Make the request. Somebody here, Stephanie, somebody, make the request to President Buhari to support this industry. This industry is important for many, many, many reasons. You all know, jobs, creativity, talent, and so on and so forth. More important, as I was coming here, the reporter asked me a question. There were more Hollywood stars in this movie than Nollywood stars. And this is my response. I have a bill in the National Assembly. It's called the Right of Return. The Right of Return bill, which we'll get into this first reading very soon, says anybody who left Africa as a slave has a right to come back as a Nigerian. Okay? They have a home. They can come back as a Nigerian. In America, they talk about Mexican Americans, Polish Americans, Jewish Americans. In 1984, I was at a function with Dick Griffey and Jesse Jackson. He was running for president at the time. And they were having a conversation. And Jesse said, we were called Negroes and niggers and colored and then black. Let's look at the dictionary for the definition of black and the definition of white. And if you look at the definition for black, black is dirty, unclean, and white is beautiful. Remember? And he said, for 30 million Americans, black Americans, they need to have an identity and they must come from someplace. And he said, from here on, right now, black Americans will be referred to as African Americans. Taking that step forward, I'm saying to the National Assembly, we must recognize that black people all over the world in Nigeria. So let me tell you the direct benefits. The next Olympics, we will come first. Right? We will come first. There will be no Nollywood and Hollywood. There will just be a united African-American, African concept, and they will transfer the technology here. It will be great for agriculture, it will be great for music, it will be great for the arts, it will be great for architecture, it will be great for all aspects of business. Now you'll be wondering, at a night like this, why am I discussing politics? Well, I've gone through a transformation. I'm not the guy I used to be. Today I'm driven by politics and the idea of uniting the black people across the world. So this movie is important for many reasons. bloodlines, is about that unity. We must encourage Pascal and we must support Pascal. Regardless of what happens, you're going to watch a clip of it right now. Tomorrow, go to the movie theaters because we don't want you to watch it for free. You got to pay for it. You have to pay for it. Okay? So you watch a clip, then you go to the theaters and support it. And remember, like I said, if I'm invited to any premiere, if I have the time, I will be there. And if you're invited, show up yourself. Support any Nigerian. No matter how small, no matter how big, whatever he's doing in life, support that Nigerian. Because anytime you support your brother, you move away from the crab mentality. You give somebody hope, you give them a life, you give them a chance to make a living, they become successful, they put food on the table. So all of you here today, what is important as black people, we must come together, stay together, progress together, and become successful together. Thank you very much for having me here and enjoy your week.